Hey everyone, it's Vinny and welcome back to Best Bets. Last weekend started off great with Arthur's Ride winning at 2-1, but then we had a couple tough beats on Sunday, including with Scalia, who looked like she was going to go right on by and just couldn't do it. She did run a big number though off the layoff. I would keep an eye on her moving forward. Mott definitely has a good filly there, and I think she's definitely will find the winner's circle this year sooner rather than later. But we're back at Gulfstream Park this weekend, and so let's get into it. Saturday at Gulfstream, for some reason, there are no dirt races. Very weird, but everything is on the all-weather track or the turf course. So just wanted to point that out before we got into this. But yeah, race 2 on Saturday is a maiden special weight on the turf going a mile and a 16th. And I'm on the 2 Zapta for Chad Brown here. Ran 5th on debut, was wide and pressed, ended up fading late and fading to 5th. Gets a jockey change to Jaramillo, who I actually really like this jockey change from Tyler to Jaramillo. Jaramillo's a little bit more aggressive than Tyler is early, and if this horse wants the lead early, Jaramillo will probably put that horse right on the lead. The pedigree is great for 2 turns, and based on her works, she seems to be a little more fit than she was coming into the debut. So expecting an improvement here, second time out. Is 7-2 on the morning line. I think around this 7-2, 4-1 price is more than fair to play a win bet on her. Is the number 2 Zapta for Chad Brown. Race number 9 on Saturday is an allowance optional claimer going 7.5 furlongs on the turf. And I'm a big fan of the number 1 Grace Darling for Brian Lynch with Paco riding. She ran a solid 4th off the layoff going 1 mile last month here. She made a nice move late, just wasn't enough. 2nd off the layoff today, should be more fit. 9-2 on the morning line too, I think is just a solid price against this field. There's really only one other horse in here that I am worried about, and that's who I'm going to use in my exacta with the number 1 Grace Darling, and that is the number 4 John A for Brandon Walsh. 5-2 on the morning line, second choice currently. She broke her maiden last time out, but she beat a horse named Looking for Bargains for Chad Brown, who, if you go back and watch the replays of Thursday's races, absolutely crushed a field. I have a feeling that John A will probably be the favorite in here after that, but she's looked good. He's looked good in her last couple. I think John A's a good horse to use here in exactas. Keeps improving, which is always something I look for. Even if it's just a slow, steady improvement, not like monster jumps in numbers, and this one kind of fits that description. I'm hoping this exacta with these two will pay around like 9-10-1. I'm hoping neither of these will be the favorite again, though. I do think the number 4 John A will be the favorite. If they're both around like 4-1, I might play a win bet on both, but otherwise I'm going to use both of these horses in my doubles. I'm definitely going to play a win bet on the number 1 Grace Darling, because I think Grace Darling, the 9-2 morning line, will most likely hold. And yeah, if as long as the exacta probables aren't like $6, I'm definitely going to play this as well. I think these are the only 2 horses you need to get out of this leg, in my opinion. Looking at Sunday's races, race number 8 is the Melody of Colors Stakes. It is 5 furlongs on the turf, and I don't have morning line odds yet, but I am on the number 4 Crimson Advocate for George Weaver. I love this filly as a 2-year-old. She won at a couple big prices for me. She runs big pretty much in every spot. I don't think with this field she's going to get bet down super, super heavy. But if she does, there's a few horses I'm going to play an exacta with her just because the win bet might not end up being worth it with her. But again, I think probably around 5-2 would be a fair price to play a win bet on her. The first horse that I'm going to use in the exacta is the number 7, Let Them Watch for Mike Maker. Ran fourth off the layoff here in January, but that race, in watching the replay, looks a lot better than it does on paper. She showed improvement in that race, and I think she's going to be a solid price. I would be surprised if this one is like under like 8-1. So one that will definitely add value to exotic wagers and pretty much any other ticket that you use her on. The next horse I'm going to use in the exacta is the number 2 Tiger Bell for Safi. I mean, her European form looked great. She obviously did not look good in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint, but seems like she still has a lot of talent. She's been working very well for Safi. She worked 35 seconds for 3 furlongs, 2 works back. If she breaks clean, she's going to be dangerous here for Safi. Again, I'm hoping that she's around that 6-1 price. I don't think she's going to be a super heavy favorite. I'm going to guess she's probably like third or fourth choice. The last horse I'm going to use in my exacta key here is the number 11 Pretty Liam for Todd Pletcher. I absolutely hate the post here. The 11 post is not great, but has run 2 very good races here at Gulfstream. Just missed last time out after having a rough start. The 2 runners that beat her are in here, and they both were bombs in that race. They both were, I believe, above 25-30-1. Pretty Liam was the favorite and just couldn't get there after a bad start. The 11 post probably won't have a bad start, but might just not get a good trip. But even with that being the case, I think this horse will probably end up going off somewhere in the realm of 4-1 because of the post and with the others in here. And I think realistically, this is probably the second most talented horse in the field behind Crimson Advocate. So I think we're going to get value on this one. I think these exactas, because of the field size, as long as there's not a ton of scratches, I think the exacta here will end up paying something pretty decent. I'm hoping for at least like 14-15-1 on these exactas. That's race number 8. My top pick again is number 4 Crimson Advocate, but I will be playing an exacta with those 4 horses. Race number 9 on Sunday is an allowance optional claimer going 6 furlongs on the dirt. And again, I don't have morning lines yet, but I hard to believe that Candyman Rocket, the number 9, is not going to be the heavy favorite here. His last 2 races at the allowance optional claiming level, he's won easily. Both races were here at Gulfstream. He's run very good at Gulfstream in the past. I think he's a single. I would not try. If you're going to try to beat him, fine. If you're going to use him, though, he's one of those horses I don't think will have value if you try to use another horse with him in terms of like the multi-race tickets, like the pick 4 and the pick 5s. I'm going to use him in a double from race 8 with the 4 horses, depending on what the prices are. I'm hoping that double is paying at least 8-1 to play it. If it's not, I probably will not play it. But he's just looked too good against this kind of company in the past to make me think that he's going to get beat today. Mott's usually pretty good at spotting them like this, and he's done this with Candyman Rocket in the past, and it's worked out. So number 9, Candyman Rocket, my top pick in race number 9 on Sunday. Best of luck if you are playing Gulfstream Park this weekend. You can find my NCAA tournament plays and other sports and horse racing plays over on the Racing Dudes Best Bet page. Off to a pretty hot start in the NCAA tournament. At time of recording, I'm 3 for 3 on what I've posted so far, so it's been a pretty solid start. But best of luck if you are playing this weekend, and I will see you next time.